Welcome back to the channel Edify. So today we're gonna discuss the unit 4. I hope you guys are thorough with the unit 1, 2 and 3. So here we are jumping into unit 4, resource based learning. Believe me, it is really easy and it is day-to-day life follow-up of a teacher. So the agenda I'll tell you. Here we see about how we're gonna use this resources that is based on the learning and about the resource center and all about the resource bank, resource island, resource peninsula, types of resources, all the things. Okay, so let's jump into the first part, introduction. So what is actually the resource based learning is centered? So it is learner centered and self-directed learning. So it is promoting the problem solving and high order thinking skill. So it is completely learner based, right? So the learner develop the problem solving and high order thinking skills as well. And student is not like just passively receiving the information. Instead, actively engaging and interacting about the topic with relevant resources. This is what important. When I mentioned the learner centered, this is what very important, that students are engaging. And the range of resources is both human and non-human in this learning processes. Okay, so you know what? Learner can develop as a learner according to what? Their varied interest, experience, learning style, need, ability level, everything. So here we're gonna discuss about all the resource bank and resource ideas, whatever it is. Okay, so this educational resource, coming to educational resource, it may be any person, any material, any situation. So here I have the book as a resource to teach you. So you have the video as the resource to learn the topic. So it may be a person or a material. That is not like fixed one. So that facilitates student learning is called resource. Resource is nothing but facilitates the students learning, that material. Okay. So basically a learning material. Okay. So usually think that we will not be studying with single material. Okay, specifically we literature peoples, we never study with single material and will not depend on the solo materials at all. We will be referring lot of materials. For example, one poem have multiple dimensions. We come up with different interpretations and interactions with the friends and the staffs. Everything will be there, right? So it's not new to us of multiple resources. Yes. And varied learning resources is what always enhance the English language. And teacher's duty is to have a proper resource material that make the student actively participate and explore the content. Okay. So, where the resources are kept and maintained, somewhere, right? Even if it is human or non-human, somewhere it is in one place, in a school or a college or e-learning platform, some place will be there. That location is called resource center. That location is called resource center. Okay. So, resource area is nothing but another name for resource center. Another name for resource center. So, do you think that furniture is there in a resource center? Yes, furniture also will be there in a resource center. For example, the work table, the storage furnaces, the library will have the bureaus and all to store, right? Display stands, the stand it have, and the catalog, index, everything will be there. Furnitures, the desk we sit, and the board we use, everything is made up of wood, right? So the furniture is also a part of the resource. Without table, a teacher can't do the proper writings, corrections, everything. Without table, student can't write an exam, sit properly, everything will not be there. So a furniture will be stored in some place, that is called classroom, and even in a storeroom the extra furnitures will be there. So this is how furniture is also included as a resources. Okay. Okay, the common problem related with storage is learners normally do not replace the resource material in the correct place after use. This is true, right? We'll be getting scolded that if we borrow a duster from nearby class, that is also a resource, right? So if we borrow that and we will not be replacing it properly in our class when we are students. In our class also, in the nearby class also, there will be a problem. So there it will create a mess and the lack of resource will arise. This is best example I can say for the problem in storage. Okay. So any material that will be aiding teaching and learning is what? Educational resource. So a hub of resource for students and teachers that needs to facilitate the learning materials. Okay. Next, this is all about research area. As I told you, research area is another name for research center. So here we have three things. That is research bank. So what is research bank, you think? So I think you are thinking about something. Yeah. The research bank is nothing but a large collection of resources of a general reference. So we have a large collection of resources. We have actually 6 category in resource bank. That is how to use the bank, reading resource, writing resource, language resource, math resources, self-directed resources. Okay. Each title will be organized by what, when, who and why tabs. So what tab is summarizing the resource. When tab is describing when to use it and the type of student to use it. Why tab is describing why the resource is effective and includes citation. How tab contains action and implementation. Remember these things. What, when, who, why. These are the tabs available in all the categories and splitted. Okay. So this bank is useful for anyone who is working directly with the students. Okay. And we do have the assessment resource bank. We say question bank and countryside classroom. Everything is available. Okay. Next, all about resource island. It is centrally located area in a classroom where resources are made available. So it is all about the purpose of this island is to focus the resources on available in our school. That is in a particular area. The small topic focus. That's why they say it is a small and topic focused. It is in not like wider. It is in and around the area where we learn. Especially the school or the college, inside the school and inside the college. And there is also organizing the classroom and supplies. We have that 4 main points. That is, keep high traffic areas free for congestion. Okay. Be sure students can be easily accessed the materials. We should be very neat that our school materials are so neat. Our class materials are so neat. The class have separate library. The school will have separate library. Everything should be accessible to the student. That is what resource island's motive as well. Since it is a small group area, computer workstation, teacher's desk, bookcases, pets and plants area, everything. Textbooks and trade books, student workbooks, portfolio files, teacher supplies, classroom supplies, everything. Okay. Next, resource peninsula. This is an area that on one side of a classroom where resources are available. So, the teaching learning resources that included the arrangement of bulletin board, reading corner, instructional material, and the computer corners everywhere. This is like making the posters from old magazine and browsers, and bringing objects and art crafts that relate to the current topic, displaying the student work, changing the classroom display to keep the students a new environment. So it is all about Peninsula resources, all about the project works the student is doing for particular subject or particular thing. Okay, so this is what all about resource areas. So next, we have types of resources. What are the types of resources? Print resource, audio visual resource, digital resource, community, environment. Communities or environmental. So when it comes to print, it is printed material, printed resource, the book, the journal, the newspaper, the magazine, or even the notice paper we are receiving, everything is. Even the answer booklet you wrote, everything is all about printed material. Audio visual is language lab. We have literature people have language lab. Even nowadays in the schools they have language lab. And videos, broadcasts, everything. Podcasts will be there, videos. Even now we are meeting in audio visual method, right? So audio visual resources also really useful. Digital is emerging one. E-learning platforms, online libraries, apps. Even a government have online library that is certified. Most of the books are available there. It will be really useful if you go and register the online library of Tamil Nadu government. Yes. And community and environmental, that is field visit, guest lecture, real world materials. It's all about our real world classrooms. Okay. Non-printed materials is also useful, but printed will be like a record for long time, and nowadays the digital replace the printed material. The teacher have the important role that planning and organizing the distribution of resource material and arranging the timetable to use the center, because every class 1 to 12 cannot be there in a library at one period. Has to put a proper library timetable and allocated time. The allocated learners will go and learn there. That is the procedure. Okay. Next, users and their roles. So as I said, teacher will be planning and guiding and facilitating the effective resources to use. Teacher will go and collect the resource and tell that these resources are really helpful to you. Learners is exploring, analyzing and applying that knowledge, present findings using collected resources. They have to give some finding by the collected resources. Technical staff, they maintain and organize resource center. There will be a person who completely take the librarian. They'll sit and do the arrangements, organizing, collecting books from outside, everything they'll do. The teacher will do for a specific subject, but the technical staff will do for everybody else. Okay? So, technical staff will take care of the entire library of all subject related, not subject related, everything will be taken care by the particular technical staff. Okay. So this is what the use and the roles. This is everything teacher and technical staff is doing for the learners. So it is completely learner centric. Coming to the conclusion, it promotes independent and collaborative learning. When you in a real life you go and search for 10 resources, the learning is entirely different. You learn yourself from various resources and put together in your mind and find something really understandable to you. And connecting the classroom learning to real world application. You will be learning something in classroom, and when you go and read that another type of resources in another books, you will find, oh, this is the real time application. And enhancing the critical thinking and resource management skill. Resource management is really important. We should refer the proper resource for proper content. Okay. So, yeah, this is what all about resource-based learning. I believe this will be really helpful resource for you to write a resource-based learning question. Okay, thank you. Bye. Take care. We'll meet in the next video.